Hello, everybody. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Sully in Las Vegas. This is Conservative Coffee Talk. Now, I always wanted to do that, with a thing. I'm doing something that I've never done before. I'm going live on multiple platforms. This is TikTok here, and over here is Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So I'm going to be like a tennis match here. It's going to be like a tennis back and forth kind of thing. I am drinking coffee. This is Conservative Coffee Talk for caffeinated conservatives. If you're a caffeinated conservative like me, I am not endorsing this product. Drink whatever kind of coffee you want. I just grabbed this from the grocery store here in Las Vegas because it's awesome. Lots of caffeine, 7 grams of protein, 0 added sugars, 200 milligrams of caffeine. 200 milligrams of caffeine. Wow. I hope there's a cardiologist on the live in case I need one. Happy Friday. Happy February 7th, 2025. I'm in Southern Nevada. Wherever you are in the world, hope you're having a great morning. Grab some coffee. Have a cup of Joe, not Joe Biden. And let's dive into it. I'm going to be TikTok here. Over here, I'm talking to the folks on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm going to say hi to the people on TikTok because TikTok's pretty friendly. Happy Friday, guys. How you doing? Like the fedora? Think the book is okay? Yeah? I'm trying to step it up a little bit, So it's Friday, February 7th, 2025. This is a daily news brief where I try to highlight I try to highlight news that I think might be interesting to conservatives like me. And I want you to know from the beginning here that I'm not one of these screamo, over-emotional people. I'm pretty rational. I'm a gentleman. I like to talk even-handedly about these things, unemotionally. Everyone's welcome to be on the chat. Democrat, Republican, we're all Americans, so everyone's welcome to join here. I'm not here to get anyone. I'm here to just talk about the news as I see it, and to share my thoughts, and from a conservative perspective. Hello, Guppy. Blue hearts, that's cool. You're welcome here. Deborah, Dan. Over here we have Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So I'm doing like a multiple thing here. It's pretty cool. Wish me luck. This is my first time trying to do a tennis match news briefing with coffee, of course. This is my coffee of choice. I hope that you're a caffeinated conservative like I am. Good morning to everybody. Ernie, always a pleasure. So, good news. I want to kick it off with talking about the whole USAID situation. As of last night, Marco Rubio has cut down the workforce at USAID. There were about 10,000 folks running that organization before. He's cut it down to under 400. From 10,000 people to under 400 to run that organization. That's efficiency. That is trimming the FAT. That is making things more efficient and saving American taxpayers more money. I'm going to heart everybody over here. I'm going to heart you guys here if I can do that. I'm not sure I can do that on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Probably not because they're not the same formats. But anyway, I thought that was pretty good news to see an organization that big get cut down to that small of a workforce and still be able to function. And to also go through do a line item. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you. And go through the USAID's budget in a line item way and approve things that the new administration approves and get rid of the things that they don't. That's kind of the way it works. Whoever wins the election, when Biden won in 2020, he organized the government the way that he saw fit. And now it's Trump's turn. That's all. I don't see anything more than that. But they are finding some pretty unusual things in the budget now that they have access to it. Now that the Doge team with Elon Musk at the head have been able to go through the spreadsheet, if you will, of USAID, they're finding some pretty alarming things in there. So I'm glad that they're giving it an audit. I think it's time. I don't think USAID has ever been audited before. And I think Trump's intention is to audit most federal agencies just to find out, to make sure that the money that our tax dollars are going to the recipients of those tax dollars are actually getting the money that they need. I think that's the main focus. I don't see it as anything. I don't see it as anything more than that. I see it as Trump's attempt to. Our deficit's at $36 trillion. So Trump campaigned on cutting some waste, figuring out ways to shrink the government, and put more money in taxpayers' hands. So I think this is the first step in that longer move, and it helps everybody, Democrats and Republicans. I think it's a good thing. I don't know if you guys are following the USAID news story, but it's pretty fascinating to see where the money's been going around the world. I don't think most people realized what they were doing or who they were supporting, but now that we do, it's time to kind of go in there and audit it. Hey, thanks for the follow. I really do appreciate you guys following, supporting the channel. I'd love for you to follow me, subscribe, I'll follow back. I'm just trying to build the channel as fast as I can, and from a conservative perspective, I'm a compassionate conservative. I'm not one of these scream at people at all. Guys, I just want to talk rationally about the news and take your thoughts as well. And so the USAID story is unfolding as we speak, but already Marco Rubio has cut down the workforce there by 90%, and they'll still be able to operate just fine. So that's kind of an example of how they can shrink Washington, shrink the amount of federal employees, and still help people. It's still a charity, so get money to people that need it around the world. I'm sure you guys probably heard that Trump has offered a severance package to federal employees that want to move on to a different career. So far, 40,000 people have accepted the offer. That means they'll get their full pay through September of this year, and then 8 months severance after that to have time to find a new job. I think that's more than fair. In the private sector, that'd be an incredible thing to get from an employer, right? If they said, hey, we're changing things up, we want to reorganize our books, we'll keep you on until September at full pay, and then give you 8 more months of severance, full pay. Pretty reasonable way to do it, and I think that's a great move to shrink Washington, have fewer employees, and start working on that debt. That's kind of what Trump's trying. I'm saying hello to Chuck over here. Farmer, how are you guys? Lots of folks are here. This is great. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So I wanted to start off with the USAID thing because that's kind of the hot topic in the news right now. DOGE is just getting started. DOGE is going to be going through all federal agencies and figuring out ways to cut costs and to make sure, again, it's really just the whole effort of this thing is to make sure the people that need the money are actually getting it, and it's not going to just bureaucracy and management fees and executive fees and things like that. There are people that need this money, and it's DOGE's job under President Trump's leadership to make sure that happens, and that's what's happening. So USAID is not getting closed down. It's just getting audited. It's just getting they're trimming some of the. Essentially, Trump's putting the federal government on a diet, and I think we can all agree that the federal government needs a diet. It's way too big, and we have no idea. Most of us don't know where our tax dollars are really going. So we're going to find out. We're going to see what's happening and where the money's actually going. I think it's a good thing for everyone, Democrats and Republicans. I think it's a great thing to know that the new government wants to be responsible with our tax dollars. I don't see how that's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. Let's see what else. Trump is still trying to get all his cabinet appointees nominated. I think Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, and RFK Jr. are the last 3 that haven't been appointed yet. I think it's going to happen. I think it'll take some more time. But there's all kinds of support for these folks on both sides. There are a few holdouts, obviously, on the left that don't want to see them get appointed, but I think in the end, Trump will get the team that he wants. Biden got the team that he wanted. Obama got the team that he wanted. So, it's just kind of the way Washington works. The left's now the minority party, but they have the ability to slow things down, and that's what they're doing. And that's their right. That they believe what they're doing is right, so they should do that. But I think ultimately Trump will get the folks in place that he wants, and if not, he'll get different people to make sure the America First agenda moves forward. But I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm sure you guys are too. It's pretty fat. I'm learning a lot from watching the hearings. It's very telling to watch the senators, Democrat senators, grill Trump's appointees because you kind of see the way they think. And oftentimes you don't get to hear these senators talk much, especially on the other side. I'm a Republican, so I'm learning a lot from watching them interact with Trump's appointees. And I think it's a great thing for Americans that care about politics. Maybe tune in if you have a few minutes and just watch it. You'll learn a lot about the way both sides think, how they think about the same issues differently. And it's a healthy debate that we all need to have, and we can all learn from it. So that's how I see that. I think in the end, Trump will get the team that he wants. But he's not slowing down, man. These first 3 weeks have been pretty crazy. He's hit the ground running. He told us that he would do that, and that's exactly what he's doing. Let's see. I wanted to mention Trump talked about his tax plans for the country recently. He attended a prayer breakfast, and he made a pretty cool speech about his plans for the government. And here's essentially Trump's tax plan for his final administration. This is his last 4 years. He's a lame duck president. He can't be elected again. So his goals are basically these. No tax on tips, which I hope that we can all agree is awesome for people that make tips. I make tips. I'm a musician. I get paid tips. I've got it right now. I've got to turn them in for my taxes. I'd love to not do that. I'd love for every hairdresser and every musician, every server, anyone that makes tips. I don't see how the government should get a piece of that. I really don't. If I do a good job and a patron says, "Hey, that was great. Here's $10," I don't see how the government should be involved in that transaction. I don't think that's a left or right thing. I don't think that's even a conservative thing. I just think it's a practical matter. And I know a lot of people here in Southern Nevada that live on tips. You know, that's how they pay their bills. That's how they go on vacation. That's how they buy clothes for their kids. So I'd love to see this get made into law. The no tax on tips policy. I think it benefits everybody, Democrats and Republicans. Anyone that works for tips should be in favor of this, I hope. So that's still it's still happening. It's still on the books. Trump also wants to make a law that says no tax on seniors' Social Security. If you're a senior citizen receiving Social Security, Trump doesn't think that money should be taxed. I happen to agree. If you're a senior citizen in this country, you've lived your whole life here, you've been paying taxes for 40 years, it's enough already. You've contributed enough. I hope that we can all agree that not taxing Social Security is a great, great, great idea for everyone. And he's not just talking about not taxing Social Security for Republicans. He's talking about all Americans, Democrats included. I think it benefits everyone. He's really interested in us keeping more of our own money from tips, Social Security. No tax on overtime pay. What a great idea. I know some police officers here where I live, and they work overtime a lot, and their taxes go up. They make more money, but their taxes go up. Trump is saying that extra chunk of time that you spend working more hours, no taxes. Again, I don't see how that can be contentious to anyone. I think anyone that works for a living would agree with all this stuff, I hope. Excuse me. In December of 2025, Trump's 2017 tax cuts for the middle class will be sunsetting, they'll be ending, and of course he plans to re-up those. Trump's not going to let them sunset. Trump's going to make them continue and even put in more tax breaks for the middle class, which again, I don't see how anyone that's watching this live would not want to pay less taxes, not pay tax on tips, not let senior citizens have their Social Security taxed. I think these are all, hopefully across the board, thumbs up. Let's do this because it benefits, it puts money in Americans' pockets right away. So let's hope this stuff all becomes law very soon. This is a pretty interesting one. Trump said he wants to eliminate all the special tax breaks for billionaire sports team owners. I mean, Trump's a billionaire. So I think this is pretty cool. Excuse me. Excuse me. I need some more coffee. I thought it was interesting that he's pointing out billionaire sports team owners because I guess their tax breaks end up saving them hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and Trump wants to eliminate those tax breaks so they pay more in taxes. And I think that's what the Democrats have been talking about forever, right? Taxing the rich. I mean, if you're a billionaire, you're pretty wealthy, so they can afford these taxes. Again, this seems to me to be not that super political. It seems to be pretty much common sense, but I'm a conservative. But I'd love to hear your response to all these things. I think so far, all this stuff is spot on. It's what the American people voted for, and Trump's delivering it. He's doing it via executive orders right now, but eventually he'll have time to make this stuff into law once he has the cabinet that he wants, and I hope that happens sooner than later. I'm saying hi to all the folks on TikTok real quick. Did I miss anybody? There's a few people. David, how are you? Sorry, folks over here. Pam, Mark, The Pain. Sorry, guys. Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter are over here. It's pretty fun. Scott, what's going on? Jim, Lisa, how are you? Sherman, what's going on? Hello, Darren. Acknowledging people that you guys could be anywhere on the internet right now, and you're here with me, so I want to say thanks to everyone. Thank you for your kind attention. I really do appreciate it. And I've got a few more things I want to cover before I take off for the weekend. This is going to be a short, quick kind of show. Just highlight some things that I think conservatives would want to hear about. this particular episode, man, I think everything that I've said is pretty much, I hope any reasonable person would agree. All these changes are gonna lower our taxes and put more money in our pockets. So I don't see how that's controversial, but I could be wrong. I have chosen a team. Let's see here. Do Right, I love that. Jim, how are you? Joan, okay. So just a few more things, guys. So the 6 main things that Trump wants to change in terms of the tax laws are no tax on tips, no tax on seniors' Social Security, no tax on overtime pay. I love all 3 of those things. Trump will be renewing his 2017 middle-class tax cuts before they sunset this December 2025. Trump wants to eliminate the tax breaks for billionaire sports team owners. That seems like a pretty easy one to me that we can all agree on. Trump wants to provide more tax cuts for manufacturers who move to the USA to make products in the United States and employ Americans. Again, this is great. This is America First stuff. To get everyone left and right gets more jobs, makes more money. Those are the 6 things. I hope he gets them all into law in his first 100 days, because that would benefit everybody. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, guys. I think I mentioned before that the whole USAID thing is still unraveling. I keep an eye on that over the weekend, but I think DOJ will be done with that department. They'll be moving on to some other federal offices, federal departments pretty soon, to see how they can cut the budgets and all these different federal offices around in D.C. and lower our taxes and make more revenue. Americans can keep more of their own money. I just love the fact that this administration talks about being responsible with our tax dollars. I love hearing them say that over and over again throughout the day. As I'm popping in and watching all different kinds of news channels, I watch stuff on the left, stuff on the right, independent stuff, podcasts. I'm checking things out all over the place. I just love hearing the federal government say again and again, we want to be responsible with your tax dollars. We want you to know how we're spending your money. We want transparency and common sense, but we want you to know what we're doing with your tax dollars. I think that's great. I'm really excited about that in this new administration. That's pretty much all I had for Friday, guys. We do this Monday through Friday conservative coffee talk, just a daily news brief where we kind of sum up the day's news that I think, and I try to highlight things that conservatives will care about. And Trump said something. Trump attended a national prayer breakfast yesterday, and he ended his speech by saying something that was pretty powerful. He talked about never giving up and how important it is to never give up, because we know the last 8 years have been he's been the target of a lot of different attacks and the lawfare and all that stuff that happened when Joe Biden was president. Well, he got through all that stuff because he didn't give up, and I think it's a lesson that we can all learn in our own lives. Go after your dreams. Live the life you want to live. Be the person you want to be. There's the only thing stopping you is you. I wanted to do this for a long time. I wanted to be a citizen journalist, and now I'm doing it, and it's working out, and it's pretty cool. So I just want to encourage everyone out there listening to me right now, wherever you are in the world, on Twitch or YouTube or Twitter or TikTok, live the life you want to live. We only get one, and don't let anything hold you back. Just go for it. Make your dreams come true. Make this the year where you do. Make this the year where you do what you want to do. Make this the year that you become the person you've always wanted to be. The past is gone. We only have this eternal now and the future. So live in the moment. Make the future the best future you can possibly be for yourself and the people you care about. What's more important than that? Well, listen, God bless all of you. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be here. I also have a podcast, patriotsonlyplease.com. Please check that out, patriotsonlyplease.com. That's twice a week, full, a long-form discussion of topics of the day, conservative perspective. So please check out the podcast, patriotsonlyplease.com. If you like this content, please follow me, like, comment, share, subscribe. And most importantly, left or right, we're all Americans. I love the country. God bless all of you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the socials very, very soon. Stay caffeinated. Stay caffeinated if you can, because life's better when you're caffeinated. And thank you for your kind attention, guys. Have a great weekend, okay? Take care, everybody. Thanks so much. Bye. Try that again. One more time. I can do this. One more time. My phone's weird. Alright guys, now it's just us. Now it's just Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. What's going on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch? I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I spend some time on Twitter and YouTube. Twitch, no idea what's going on Twitch. Are there conservatives on Twitch? If you're following me on Twitch right now, or if you're watching me talk to you right now on Twitch, let me know. I need to get twitchier. I need to get more savvy with Twitch, because I thought it was more of a gaming platform, but some friends here in town that are content creators encouraged me to add Twitch to my menu, so I did. Here I am. I'm based in Southern Nevada, Las Vegas. My name is Mr. Soli. I'm a musician, a talent agency owner, a conservative content creator, podcaster, and I'm here to talk about America First politics. I'm very passionate about that. I'm very passionate about content creation. I love the fact that user-generated content is becoming huge. I mean, I didn't mention this on the TikTok live, and I should have, but excuse me, I'm sorry. Not enough coffee. I didn't mention this on the TikTok stream, but I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the every day when the press briefing, when the president's press secretary gives a briefing to journalists, the Trump administration is the first administration in the history of this country to have one dedicated seat for citizen journalists. You can contact the White House as long as you pay for your own expenses to get there. They'll issue a press pass for the day. You can go into one of the press briefings and ask questions. How cool is that? That's the government, the federal government, recognizing how important this is. This, citizens talking to each other, communicating with each other, creating content. I think it's a fantastic thing that this government recognizes, this administration recognizes. You know what? There are a lot of folks out there, podcasts. I mean, people are changing the world. This is. I mean, I think it had a lot to do with Trump getting elected. Him going on Rogan and going on these different podcasts that he didn't know about, but his son Barron did, because his son Barron's a lot younger. But this is a big deal. I mean, what Ben Shapiro is doing, Jordan Peterson. There's so many folks out there that have taken this format and blown it up into real news channels. It's a source of information for a lot of people around the world, because there's no advertisers. No one's paying me off. I'm not being paid to say anything. This is my opinion based on my information, and I'm sharing it with you because I care about it. I'm passionate about it, and you can listen to what I have to say and then do your own research and find out what you believe. So this is just a tipping point for a lot of people. But for me, I've been listening. I watched other people create content for a long time, and I thought, I could do this. I have a lot to say. I just mentioned Jordan Peterson. He's got a fantastic line, and a line that kind of got me off the couch, if you will, and got me to start doing this. Jordan Peterson said, if you have something to say and you're passionate about it, silence is a lie. Well, I didn't want to live a lie anymore. I wanted to speak my mind and let the world know I'm a conservative. I love the United States. I think that Democrats have a place in our society, but in the last election cycle, Americans clearly said we prefer the Republican version of living in the country, America first, than the Biden-Harris administration, America last, Democrats, open borders, double-digit inflation, endless wars, high taxes. So that to me was a wake-up call, because the way that I think won. The people that I wanted to won. I didn't think Trump would win again. I didn't think he could do it, but he did it. And here we are. And he's changing the country and the world daily. I mean, it's incredible to watch the breakneck speed at which he is just chopping down all the trees in Washington. He's putting the government on a diet. He's clearing out departments. He's getting rid of all the waste and the bloat. And this had to happen. The only way, our deficit's at $36 trillion. $36 trillion. Our children and their grandchildren will be paying that off forever. It's time to start chipping away at that number, or at least stopping it from accelerating at the pace that it was. The Democrats were spending about $1 trillion every 100 days for 4 years. That's way too much. Their $1 trillion Deficit Reduction Act, I'm sorry, their $1 trillion Inflation Reduction Act did not reduce inflation. So we need to have a government that really is responsible with our tax dollars, that wants Americans to have more money in their pockets, shrink the government, and let Americans prosper again and be happy again, and know that our borders are safe, and know that criminals actually get arrested and put in jail and they're not released on these cashless bonds. I mean, Trump's version of America won. The conservative version of America won. He's got 4 years to change things around and to kind of hit reset on the country, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm glad that I'm a part of it in this small way, and you guys on Twitch, YouTube, and X are following me. I've got a decent fan base on TikTok as well. People respond to user-generated content. So my message to you guys, like I ended the broadcast with TikTok, if you want to do this, do it. Don't let anything stop you. You know, it's not expensive. The tools you need to get started are very, very inexpensive right now, and will always be. There's been this kind of like democratization of media, where everyone can have a YouTube channel, speak to the world, a Twitter channel, speak to the world, a Twitch channel, TikTok channel, speak to the world. If you have something to say, say it. You know what I mean? Like, don't let anything stop you. It's really important to live the life you want to live, because time flies by. And live the life you want to live. If you want to be a content creator, get started today. Just do it. You know, don't be afraid. Just do it. With all that being said, I've got to go to work now and run my business. But thank you so much for your kind attention. I will be going live more on these 3 platforms in addition to TikTok. So hi to Twitch, goodbye to Twitch. Hi to YouTube, goodbye to YouTube. Hi to Twitter, goodbye to Twitter. Have a great weekend. You can find me all over the socials. Our podcast is patriotsonlyplease.com. You can message me through that site, patriotsonlyplease.com. And once you go to that site, you can find links to all our other socials. We're everywhere. Truth Social, Rumble, all that stuff. So please reach out if you want to say hello or acknowledge that that you want to say, just say hey. Thank you if you would be so kind as to like, follow, share, and subscribe on the podcast. I'd really appreciate that as well. If you have content, let me know. Send me a link to your content. We'll check it out. You know, I love sharing this opportunity with anyone that wants to take it by the reins and go for it, because it's endless. I mean, you really can talk to the entire world. I grew up in this country, and you couldn't do that. For most of my life, this just wasn't available. This technology did not exist, or if it did, it was super expensive. And now it's not. Now it's affordable on your cell phone. You can just talk to the world. So if you want to create content, go for it. Thank you for following my content, for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And I'll be on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter a lot more going live like this. PatriotsOnlyPlease.com. God bless you. God bless America. Keep on trumping. Thank you. America.
If Donald Trump wins, I'm going to be out of the country.
Get him out. stop it then. I mean, I hit stop. If you look over here, it says start streaming. I mean, and Twitch is turned off. It's still streaming right now?
Well, now it's not letting me on it, so it's showing that it's not.
So the Twitch thing is off, so this shouldn't stream, but it says start streaming.